Hey, everybody. Welcome. TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And if it's Friday, then it's the Emotional Exchanges, my weekly reading for the signs of the zodiac on what's coming up in your emotional life, the challenge or opportunity that may be coming to you, and the action or energy required to make it so. I'm using the Modern Love Tarot Shiny. And I'm going to do the reading for each sign of the zodiac. Just 2 cards. I'm going to do the top and the bottom. So the first card, the top card, is what is that energy coming to you, or the challenge, I should say. And the bottom card is the energy or action required for that. Okay, so we're going to start off. Let's move this a little more room for me. With Aries. And so what's coming to you is a sense of inclusion, a sense of feeling like you're finally getting somewhere, especially after maybe not getting anywhere. So in emotional terms, this may feel like something felt really close to you. Maybe somebody was shutting you out, or for some reason you couldn't make a connection. But now it seems like the opportunity to come in to where the connections can be made has come. What is the energy or action required? And it's the 4 of Pentacles. And I'm going to just say this is a reminder to hold on to your own sense of self, your own personal identity, including the security around yourself. So in other words, although there's a challenge that says you can move in from somewhere you have not been, you still want to sort of retain your senses, your material stakes in the matter. All right. So now I will move on to Taurus, Earth sign. And top card again, opportunity or challenge coming to you. It's the reverse star. The opportunity or challenge maybe is to find a way to put hope back into a relationship, or in general, your emotional life. I get the vibe here for Taurus is that, you know, there's a lot of things that are very important. One of them is connection to your family. And so for Taurians, this could mean, you know, a sense that, you know, you want to find a destiny for that family from an emotional point of view. Like maybe the family is really in its worst state ever with the sense of how people are relating to each other. So what is the action required? 8 of Swords reversed. The action required is to realize that some of this may be an illusion, that people are putting themselves at odds with each other, but you can release yourself from that illusion. You can remove yourself from what you think is restricting you. And because it's swords, it's just saying, really, think about it a little bit. You might just have to put a little bit of thought into that process. Okay. Give him a riffle this time. Our next card is Gemini. Gemini's an air sign. So what is the opportunity or challenge for Gemini? It's another 8. It's the upright 8 of Cups. The opportunity or challenge is to realize that maybe there's another direction for you that really is something very good for you, that maybe this isn't really so much about leaving behind bad things as really seeing where your ultimate or possible ultimate expression, especially in terms of emotions or relationships, can happen. What is the action or energy required? Money. But seriously speaking, this requires a new foundation for you to move into whatever this is. And it could be a physical move, but maybe it's not a physical move. But the Ace of Pentacles could maybe tip the scale to saying that if your heart's ambition or desire for peace or love is to move somewhere else where you feel that can happen, you have to make sure you have a foundation there. And that may mean resources, trust, physical security. So those are the things you have to work on then. Gemini. And now we're on Cancer. Cancer. And these readings can be for your sun sign as well as your rising and moon sign. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. What's the challenge or opportunity coming to you? It is a challenge and an opportunity to maybe look inward and realize emotionally, what is it that you've been straying from that maybe represents an idea of love to you so caring that sometimes you just have to really do yourself. You really have to take care of yourself. And so this is an opportunity for Cancer saying, hey, you're Cancer, I get it. You're the mother of the zodiac sometimes. So now is the time for you to mother yourself. What activity or what energy or action is required? And it's the reverse Six of Pentacles. And it sort of sounds like there's a cutoff valve here. This is like saying, really, like, if you Cancer are really running 24/7 in the direction of being helpful to others, always trying to apply balm. And I have more than one Cancer friend I see this as. It's like, if you don't turn on the cutoff valve once in a while, that's the only way you're going to get to taking care of yourself, to expressing love for yourself. Cancer. Okay, so now we're on Leo, sun, moon, or rising. Leo is a fire sign. What's the opportunity or challenge, Leo? Nice Leo card. Knight of Wands. Leo, maybe there is something kicking up its heels with you. It's not spring, so it's not spring fever. Maybe it's fall fever. Maybe, Leo, there's something you really want. It could be love of some sort. It could be something you love. But you really seem to be moving towards that strongly. Something you really want is coming into view. And you have sufficient poise, charisma, confidence, bravery in yourself to take you there. So it doesn't seem like you really need an action required, but let's see what that is. Oddly enough, it's the same card as Cancer in this position. It's the Six of Pentacles. And maybe this is really saying that for you in this instance, material worth, money, possessions should not be important in this matter. That all that is really required is the strength of your heart's direction or motivation to take you there. Leo. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Virgo. Sun, moon, or rising Virgo. Virgo's an earth sign. What is the opportunity or challenge, Virgo? Is to work on your relationship, to work on what matters the most in your emotional life. This is saying follow the plan. This is saying that you are invested in this. So, of course, this obviously applies to people who are already in some sort of relationship. For those who aren't in a relationship but maybe want one, or just in general, I think this card talks about the idea that maybe something really workable for you is going to show up. Maybe it's an opportunity to be dating somebody. You know, there's always kind of like an apprentice feel sometimes with this card. So maybe you're going to become an apprentice to love or to dating. But what is the action required? It's the reversed Page of Pentacles. And Banshee and I kind of differ on some of the court cards and their interpretations. And so, to me, when I look at the reversed Page of Pentacles, I'd say that for Virgo, this is not your strong suit to be as outgoing in terms of a relationship that seems to clearly be setting up for you. And that maybe this is saying your action required is to study it maybe a little more slowly, because that's just your nature. You have a very cautious nature. And I think that maybe to some degree, you should even not necessarily represent yourself as interested in that, other than mildly interested. I sort of feel like playing it low key is what this card is saying is your best strategy or opportunity or activity here. So we will now move into the second half of the zodiac, and we're talking about Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Libra, what are your challenge or opportunities coming through in your emotional life? And it's the reversed Five of Cups. Libra, there seems to be like something coming maybe from a distance. Maybe something returns that you felt had left for good. Maybe, Libra, the opportunity is to connect with somebody who really did have a part in your heart and soul. I don't know if this is really talking about a very specific kind of relationship or just more of a strong friendship. What is the... And of course, this could also just mean things from your past that were really enjoyable, not necessarily people, but an activity or a situation somehow. So what is the action required for this, Libra? It's the upright Nine of Wands. The action required is to realize that maybe the pain that you felt over maybe something from the past is over, and that you can turn that around and maybe pursue a relationship free of those constraints, free of those things. So maybe this is saying there is really an opportunity to connect, and it's really is starting over in whatever kind of relationship that was or could have been. Libra, this is saying it could be a second chance, and that you should just treat it that way, that there's no past there. Scorpio, my own kind of sign, especially when dealing with emotional matters. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is your challenge or opportunity? Scorpio, things are really kind of stagnant in your love or emotional life. Don't tell Banshee I feel this way. Okay, maybe I don't, but in general, this is saying that maybe for Scorpios, you know, if you resonate to this, you sort of have a feeling like there's something that's really inhibiting, and a large part of it could just be that you really are consumed with things that are beyond your life. You know, Scorpio, you might have Mercury in Scorpio, that kind of thing, and you're just really thinking about a lot of deep things right now, things that are troublesome and worrying, things that have no potential, and your relationship is not getting as much attention from you. And maybe that's what the challenge is you really need to put yourself back more in your relationship and let the world carry on. What is the action required? The Emperor reversed. The Emperor reversed. You can't save the world, and you don't really own it. Even if you think you do, Scorpio, especially the world of love and emotions, you know, you might own an aspect of it, you know, wink your eyes, curl your lip, but you don't own the world, and you can't control everybody else. Your cachet with individuals, romantically or otherwise, has its limitations. So the action required really is to accept that sometimes you can't save the world, so you just have to be yourself and do what's good for you and your world. I know I spent a little time with that, but hey, Scorpio, that's my homeboy. You know that, right? Let's move on to Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, and Rising, Sagittarius. What is the challenge or opportunity for you? Well, I'm getting to my reverse cards. It's the reverse Knight of Wands. This is a repeat from earlier in the readings. So the reverse Knight of Wands says your challenge or opportunity is to find your charisma again, Sagittarians. Maybe there's a sense of being defeated in a way here, like maybe you're reeling off of a bad emotional encounter. It's not necessarily the breakup of a relationship. Maybe it's the fact that you're having problems finding yourself moving on to another relationship. You either have baggage or hang-ups of some sort. Some of this is about your personal power. Your opportunity is to turn around your inward negativity about yourself, especially when it's talking about your ability to project yourself into friendships and relationships. So what is the action required for that? Have it your way. King of Swords reversed is maybe, Sagittarians, to not be so judgmental, to not try to separate things clearly into categories, but to really maybe look at things more from the overall impression. Have it your way, as they say, but maybe also remember others need to have it their way too, Sagittarius. Be kinder. No, I don't think all Sagittarians are douchebags in a relationship. Of course not. Just some of the ones I've known. No, I'm kidding. I really am kidding. Now, Banshee gets along famously with most of the Sagittarians in our lives. I've had some interesting friendships, and I still do. There's one or two Sagittarians. I know you know who you are. I adore you. You guys are great. Thank you. So, Capricorn is up now, and Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. What is your challenge or opportunity this week? Damn those reverse cards, but it's the Four of Cups, and it's reversed. And so you know what that means. The Four of Cups, after careful teaching and thought, or not teaching, but consideration and thought, you're making a choice. You're feeling like you have a clear choice in front of you in terms of something you can love, no matter what kind of love it is. Maybe it's just friendships or whatever. I mean, maybe people get to have choices over, you know, who they like more in a broken relationship. I like the husband more, but I'll let you have him because I still like the wife too. The deals we might make with each other, but I'm thinking it's more about our personal relationship, Capricorn, that this is saying you choose something more personal to you. It's not like taking sides in a fight. I just use that as a bad example. But Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, the action required is the reversed Four of Swords. And it really says there's no time like the present to make this change. When you're thinking about what you have to do in terms of moving towards that choice, you have to make no mistakes about it. The time is now. This may be a limited opportunity for you, Capricorn. And you know, I'm going to have to just say this because my astrologer friends tell me it's true. Capricorns are very patient people. So if I say this opportunity looks really ill-timed in certain respects, you're going to have to decide. You can't necessarily ponder this from a point of patience. All right, moving on to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Aquarius, what's going on in your emotional life? What are the challenges or opportunities that are coming to you? What will be the action required to do that? This may be a time for you to consider pulling yourself back in a way, holding yourself back. And of course, there could be good reasons. From an emotional point of view, maybe you don't really want to let loose with something that's going on. But maybe the challenge here is to realize, too, that this is something you don't really need, that maybe if there's some illusion or somebody who is kind of holding you back or coercing you into something you don't really want, there's a challenge or an opportunity to change that, to remove yourself from that. And what will it take? What is the action required? It's the Four of Cups again, reversed again. Choose something different. Choose the right choice. This is about a relationship, and that maybe there's more than one aspect. But one is something holding you back or literally trying to keep you bound to them or to a situation. You need to choose better. Short and sweet for the Aquarians. You're an air sign, so you got a brain. You can figure this out. And at last, we move on to Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. And this is good for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Oh, you didn't get away from me. You tried. So now, what is that opportunity or challenge, Pisces? It's a stalemate of some sort. Maybe what's going on for the Pisceans is this is an opportunity or challenge to kind of pause and maybe consider that there's other information you need to have. And of course, they're both on the internet in some form, more likely social media than not. But still, there is information. It may not always be the best information. So this could be a warning to that the challenge or the opportunity, Pisces, is to not believe everything you hear or read about or feel or see about the other in your relationship or the other in the emotional landscapes around you that maybe have a stake in certain emotional things that you have a stake in. So what is the opportunity or the action required? Chill and Netflix. It's the Four of Wands reversed, and so while it's not as easily such a major, celebration of happiness and warmth around, the homestead, it's a part of that. And so maybe saying that if within your relationships there's a sense right now that you're challenged about things you're hearing and not. Maybe you just need to get to brass tacks and have a family console. And so maybe this is really about saying, like, pop on the TV, pour a glass of wine or whatever, and hash it out, talk about it. Your family, Pisces. And for too long, sometimes Pisces don't always have their voice in these matters, but these cards are saying you can and you should. So I'd like to tell everybody that we love you. We hope you're following us on Facebook, X, Threads, Instagram, and Bluesky, as well as our Facebook account, as well as following, our YouTube, as well as following us on YouTube, of course, too. Tomorrow will be the happy hour, which will be later tomorrow. I have to work in the morning, but happy hour will be Saturday, October 5th at 4 p.m. And, of course, it's our anniversary. Banshee and me, 48 years ago on Saturday, October 5th, we had our first date. And we went out for Chinese food. She had never eaten Chinese food before. Neither of us had ever been to a symphony orchestra before. But that's what we did. All right, so don't forget to watch Banshee's show, The Material Matters, on Sunday. That's at 10 a.m. We're live in the chat room for that pre-recording. And then, of course, we're live on Sunday afternoon for a regular show from 2 to 4 p.m. Come and get a reading. It's busy, so get early. That's it for the week. Take care, everybody.